Yo, what's going on? It's Stead Waiters in the building, CEO of Waiters Capital, a business funding company. I funded over $40 million, and I want to get you guys to put some money in your pocket as well. So if you're looking to start your business, grow your business, or even get into my space and start earning commissions, definitely tap in. I'm hosting a 5-day funding mastermind where you guys can work directly with me to get everything you need from systems, lenders, everything you need to grow your funding company the right way. Click the link in the bio and let's get it.
Hey, you know who it is, game-god-goldie, the one and only. On another special episode of Don't Hate the Player, Learn the Funding Game. I got a special guest in the building, $40 million in funding. This is the money man right now. Introduce yourself to the people.
What's going on for you guys who don't know? My name is Stead Waiters, CEO of Waiters Capital, business funding company. Been in this space about 4 years now, and now helping others touch money by funding deals as well.
Man, we gonna get into the money thing, but let's get into your background first. Where you from?
Most definitely, bro. So I'm actually from here, bro. It feels good to be in the crib, man. I'm from Miami, Florida, dog.
Yeah, okay, what part?
Right now, so I'm originally from Liberty City. Grew up in
The
NMB.
trenches, huh?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so you from Liberty City.
Yeah.
And where you staying at now?
Vegas, bro.
Living in Vegas, man. I love Vegas. I got a love-hate relationship with Vegas, man. So what made you go from Miami to Vegas?
So to be real with you, I was in Miami till I was about 14. Obviously, I ain't got no control where I can move at. Mom's moved me to Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
From there, played football. I was really good at that. But once I got on my own, man, I just feel like Atlanta was overcrowded with people making themselves seem like they had everything together. I know I didn't have everything together. So I just wanted to separate to kind of focus and really grow. And I thought Vegas was that place. And it was. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah.
Tell me, how you like Vegas?
Bro, the way of living, I love. Like, compared to Atlanta, I ain't got to worry about people breaking in my shit. I ain't got to worry. Like, I ain't got to watch my bag everywhere I go. I live in Summerlin, so I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Summerlin, right? But there's no culture there, bro. There's no culture there, bro. Like, I feel like to be a young black man, it's not many people that are like-minded that I connect with or already on the level that I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people I'm out there, which is not a bad thing, but they don't look like me, so they don't understand me. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you. I feel that's important, which make me say you was in Atlanta. You know, everybody in Atlanta, it seemed like a lot of people in Atlanta got the mindset, but you said you wasn't feeling it out there.
Yeah. I think it just happened at the wrong time. So to go back into my life a little bit, bro, I was an engineer. I ain't care nothing about entrepreneurship. I was an engineer working for a utility company, got into entrepreneurship. And when I wanted to grow it and I started making some money, I tried to connect with people in Atlanta. And it just seems at that point it wasn't a good fit. And I wanted to focus. So I just moved out to the West Coast.
Man, see, hey, and that's a beautiful thing that you went from working a regular job to now being the CEO of your company, $40 million in funding. Man, that's what I like to talk about a lot because, you know, I do coaching and it's a lot of people, they trying to figure it out. They working a regular job. So let's get into this funding thing, right? Take us to the beginning when you started this funding journey.
100%. So I'm going to take you all the way back first because I don't want to skip this part because this might relate with a lot of people. I want to talk to the younger version of me. First and foremost, just like a lot of young black kids, all I cared about was sports, bro.
Yeah.
I ended up playing D1 football, played linebacker and safety, played a little bit of professional, not NFL, but CFL and arena. Shit didn't cut out, so that's when I got a job as an engineer just because I took academics serious in college, right? Got into the corporate world. Everybody's like, you made it. You making $85,000 as a 24-year-old. Everybody's happy. But I wasn't living up to my potential, bro.
Yeah.
I was not living up to my potential. There's nothing wrong with a job, but I just wanted better for myself. So instead of just quitting the job and trying to figure things out, I did it the right way in my mind and just invested into a mentor, learned about credit, and got direct help from somebody that was already in the funding industry, had a 50-man sales team, and was doing 8 figures in that industry.
Man, let me stop you there. Mentorship, man, I'm big on mentorship. Everything that I am right now is because of mentors. I couldn't even see myself being here as fast as I got here without mentors. Man, I can't wait to put my money down. I've spent hundreds of thousands on mentors. I can't wait to put my money down. I say it all the time. It's no shortcuts, but if it was one, it'd be mentorship. So mentorship is big to you.
100%. If I didn't invest in myself, because a lot of people think when you're paying a mentor, you're just paying them, but you're really investing in yourself.
Yeah.
How's that? You avoid making stupid mistakes that you would have made otherwise. Like
100%.
Everybody think they know what to do, but if you knew what to do, why the hell you ain't doing it?
Hey, man, I say it all the time. If you knew what you needed to know to get to where you wanted to be, you'd already be there.
Exactly.
So you missing some information.
Exactly. So why not pay for information to do it the right way? Another thing that people sleep on, man, and it's big, especially in the entrepreneurship, coaching, really in the industry, is relationships, man.
Oh,
if you
everything.
pay someone they're going to plug you in with people they're connected with.
Yeah.
And you would have never known about those people if it wasn't for that mentor.
Man,
so relationships is huge.
I've met 100 millionaires who sold big companies out in Dubai who, you know, I became friends with through somebody who connected me with this person. And just because I'm in proximity, he like, you're not really the right fit for this business, but hey, I'm gonna put you in just based on relationships that I've paid for. So I don't know, a lot of people be like, oh, you can't pay for your friends. I will. You know, because this is how I feel. If somebody has a lot of value, why would they deal with me? They can give me information. They could give me that game. Their presence makes me bigger if they're a big figure. So what do I have to give you? The only thing I can give you is money.
100%.
Everybody wants to do it the free way. Oh, what can I do for you? Somebody on a high level, man, you can't do nothing for me. I respect when somebody comes with some money. That's what I respect. So yeah, mentorship to me changed my life. How did you even get into the credit thing though? So like, okay, you looking for a mentor. How did you know credit was the way you wanted to go?
So yeah, I came across a course. Everybody probably seen his ads everywhere. This was like 2020, right?
Yeah.
A dude by the name of him 500. Right?
Oh yeah, big guy.
You see the Louis bags, the McLaren, and I'm like, yo, I ain't never even really cared about credit. So I dealt with him to begin with, I would say, to learn about credit, how credit works, because I didn't know you can get access to $50,000, $100,000. I thought, shit, most people save that. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, there's ways to get that, even at 0% interest for a term. You know what I'm saying? To be able to invest. So I took that information, what I learned as far as credit, because at that point I wasn't making any money. I was just learning and traveling for free. And then I got direct help from somebody in the industry I wanted to be in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I believe that a master of everything is a master of nothing, right?
Yeah.
When you know what you want in life, you need direct help from somebody in that industry, an industry expert. You don't need somebody that can teach you how to do everything under the sun. You know what I mean?
I believe that, man. Who you listen to, man, is probably one of the most important things ever, right? The man who chases two rabbits catches none. When you really particular about what you want, you find a person in that area, man, I'm with that all the way. Him 500, I like him. I think I met him one time. But, you know, it's a lot of people that I know that came up under him, so I know he the real deal. Yeah. So tell me this, right? Teach these people something about credit, right? Because a lot of people, they really don't understand. They're trying to save up money for business. They're trying, they think that they're going to save $10, $15, $50,000 to start a business, not understanding that's not how you're supposed to do it. 100%. You're supposed to use other people's money. You're supposed to use credit. And the reason a lot of people businesses fail is because they didn't have enough capital to do the business the right way. So that's where you come in.
100%. First and foremost, just ask yourself this for you guys that would save $50,000 to $100,000 to start a business. How long would that usually take you? To save $50,000, the average American, it'll take them anywhere from 7 to 10 years. That's 7 to 10 years of time that you don't have experience in business. So you're saving 7 to 10 years to then throw all that money in the business. And we know business never goes as planned. So you may need an extra 2, 3K, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not the smart way to do it. Instead, you want to leverage the bank's money, get access to capital, and use that to invest. Why? Because you get into your industry quicker and you're leveraging the bank's money, not yours, right? So that's one way to do that. And then when it comes down to it, you got to understand where you're at in this space, right? What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? And how can you make this happen? I feel like a lot of people, they fall on two spectrums. One, they have good credit, they get access to credit, right? But they don't know what the hell they want to do.
Right.
And they just start swiping on crazy stuff, right? Yep. And that's how you go into debt. Then you have people that, know what they want to do, but may not have the credit, and they got to go through the credit building phase or the credit fixing phase to be able to get to where they want to go. You know what I mean?
So do you help people with that phase? If you get them funding, do you help them do something with the funding?
Nah, so that's not what we do, bro. No, so what we do is like, we provide a service. We provide a service. My company, Waiters Capital, what we do is we help you get access to capital, right? And it doesn't matter if you have good credit or bad credit. If you have good credit, let's say you got comparables, everything that we need, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. We can help you get no doc funding, no bank statement, no tax returns, everything you need, right? If you have bad credit, but you have a cash flowing business, let's say you own a restaurant, it's making 20, 30K a month. Even though you have a 500 credit score, we can still leverage that capital to be able to get you access to capital as well.
Okay, so when you say 0% interest, what does that mean to the people who don't know?
0% interest is a term, right? So banks will give you business credit cards or personal credit cards at 0% interest for a set time frame. It usually ranges anywhere between 6 to 18 months. It's usually like an introductory offer, right?
Yeah.
With that, you're able to spend that on that credit card. You're able to leverage that credit card, and every month you only had to pay 1% back.
Okay, yeah,
right?
because there's a lot of people out here, they don't know nothing about interest rates, none of that, and they go and get taxed 23, 24% when they trying to get a car, don't even know what they doing.
Exactly.
And you saying you can get them a 0%.
100%. Let's break it down. So let's say you want to start a restaurant, right? Let's say to get that brick and mortar, it costs $20,000.
Yeah.
If you go and try to get a $20,000 loan, they may tax you 20%, 30%, like you're saying. But if you understand credit, if you understand how to get access to credit, there's business credit cards you can get at 0% interest. You can use the credit card to actually get that brick and mortar, invest in that business, get the inventory, even payroll. If you need to pay people, you can use that. And the revenue from the business can pay the card back, and you don't get hit with interest at all. You know what I mean?
That's some game. Yeah. That's 100%. People will go out there and get them a $20,000 loan at a high interest rate. And what you're saying is they could just use their credit card at 0%.
Easy money.
Man, that's some game right there. So people, you're a mentor as well, right?
Yes, sir.
So if people want to sign up for your mentorship, how do they do that?
Man, I would say first just come to my workshop, right? So I host a funding workshop every Thursday and Sunday. During that workshop, I ain't gatekeeping, I ain't holding anything back. I'm giving you exactly what you need to start your own funding company, basically become a loan broker. If you guys don't know what that is, you're the person helping business owners, helping startups get access to capital, and you get paid on the back end for closing deals. So you essentially sell money. I show you guys how to market, how to get leads, how to close deals, how to even structure, how to hire employees. And then for you guys that's already running funding companies, I show you how to scale. I got a student that already hit 200K months, man.
200K months. I feel like that's probably one of the best businesses to get into because everybody need money. Everybody need capital. Like who's going to turn down? That's an easy sales pitch. Hey, man, do you need some money?
Exactly.
So people come to you, they get in your mentorship. How long does it take from starting? How much money do they need to start their funding business?
Got you. So the craziest thing is my industry, you don't need much to get started. If you got a laptop, you got a cell phone, you got a way to generate leads, and we show you how to do that, you can start making money right away, right? So it doesn't take much money at all to get started. It's not like real estate where you need 20, 40, 60K. Yeah. Honestly, if you got 1 or 2,000, you can get started ASAP.
Wow, 1 to 2,000 get started, man. It's a lot of people in my group. They need something that's not too capital intensive to get started with something right now. Okay, so the credit thing, let's go to that first. Because a lot of people, especially in my group, they got bad credit. So they could come to you to get their credit fixed too.
Nah, not with me. So I'm strictly about the money.
So they got to go somewhere else, get their credit fixed, and then come to you.
Exactly. So what we do, like I said, remember I talked about earlier, a masked up everything is a masked up nothing.
Yeah.
We hyper focus on what we do, and what we do is we fund businesses, right?
So what credit score do they have to get to before they come to you?
The client or somebody looking for mentorship?
The client.
The client, like I said, we got 2 different type of aspects. We got traditional lending, and then we got alternative lending. With traditional lending, you typically need a 700 plus credit score, but you don't just want to say, oh, I got a 700, you good. It has to be an established 700, right? So having the right accounts, right? Having no negatives, having on-time payment history, and also having comparables, existing accounts with high limits that we can use to leverage to get you access to capital. On the alternative side, and that's what we really kill it at, there are a lot of business owners that have bad credit, but making money. Right?
Yeah.
We don't want to say F them. They need a solution too.
Right.
So if you have a concept, if you have proof of concept by having revenue in your business, we're able to leverage that revenue in your business to get you access to funding as well.
Okay, that's good to know because I have a couple people in mind right now. Their credit is not good, but they definitely cash flow a lot every month. So a person like that, do they have to be doing everything by the book, or is it just really just their bank account and bank statements?
Yep, that's literally what it is. They can have as low as a 500 credit score. Yeah. My favorite phrase to say is, if it makes money, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's how we lend, right?
Yeah.
The reason why is because when you're looking for money, you either got to show you're reliable to a lender by having good credit, or you got proof of concept, and that's making money, right? So if you're making money, if you got a business bank account, we need 4 months of business bank statements to verify cash flow to see what you got, and we can base lending off of those 4 months of business bank statements.
Okay, what's the interest rate on the funding?
So it depends. So with traditional, it can be as low as 0%. When it comes to alternative, it's a little bit higher. Not gonna lie, you're looking at about 20% because it's a risk for our lenders to be able to lend to them because these people have 500 credit scores. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. So listen, if people want to come and get their funding, what's the website? How do they find you?
100%. Waiterscapital.com.
WaitersCapital.com.
Yo, what's going on, family? You got Stead Waiters in the building, CEO of Waiters Capital. I'm gonna show you guys how to touch some money today, right? Me and my funding company, we funded $40 million, and I want to help you guys do the exact same thing and put some money in your pocket. Make sure you check out this Game-God-goldie podcast. Let's get it.
All right, now let's get into the real nitty gritty. I want to hear some of the stories, man. I done heard about you, heard about the people you done help. Give me some of the stories of the people that you done help.
Man, as far as funding or students?
Funding first, then we'll go to the students.
So the craziest,
because 40 million is nothing small.
Yeah, it's nothing small. I think the craziest deal that we ended up closing was actually for a manufacturing company. We got them $1.5 million on the SBA.
$1.5 million on the SBA.
Yeah, on the SBA, right? So SBA 7As, they can go up to $5 million, right? Those are going to be full doc products, so you're going to need 2 years of tax returns, 6 months of bank statements, just a 650 credit score. But that was probably the biggest deal we funded this year, just being able to add value to people. And then after that, this person had a manufacturing company that made hats, different things. They had contracts with an NFL team, Lamborghini, stuff like that. They started giving us gear.
Wow.
For me and my employees. So they went and got us polos and everything with Waiters Capital logo on it. They were just so grateful. So I would say that's probably the most significant thing I've seen or done this year, where not only did we get somebody money, we got paid for it, and then they end up showing us love too.
How long you been doing this for?
For about 4 years. So I started off part-time doing it, working my job.
Yeah.
Once it made sense to leave, that's when I left.
How long did it take to start making sense?
18 months, bro. But let me tell you this. I would say by month 6, I was already making almost double what I was making as an engineer.
Oh, you just
doing
stayed.
This business part-time. Because of limited beliefs, bro. You probably come from those backgrounds too, where people call them your little business, right? Or how long you think it's gonna last? Yeah, you made 10K this month, but next month rent due again.
Yeah.
Or you gonna leave a good engineering job that's paying you every 2 weeks to be an entrepreneur.
You know, I know
right?
it.
So a lot of limited beliefs, and also friends that I didn't know at the time didn't want to see me do better than them, right? They'll hold you back too, because misery loves company.
Oh, man. Hey, that's big, man. How important is the people that are around you when it comes to success?
Man, it can make or break you. 100%. It can make or break you. The reason why I say that is because your mind is so powerful. If you're around people that never touch money, never see money, and have that victim mindset, naturally you're going to adopt that. I don't care how much you say you're different. If you're hanging around these people constantly, that's playing in your brain. That's playing in the back of your head, right? So I feel like the people you hang around is important. But also what people don't talk about, it's good to have times of just being solo.
Yeah.
When I moved to Vegas, when I moved away from my family and my friends, that's when I had my greatest curve, my greatest increase.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, when I first moved to Vegas, slept in my car, went and got dressed. It's called MGM Grand now. It used to be called Monte Carlo. I would go there in the morning after I would wake up. I would shower, I would iron my clothes, and I would get out and get to work. And that's what made me. It's those hard times by myself. I tell a lot of people, a lot of times you're not going to have the right people around you. So it's better to be by yourself than be around the wrong people, because at least you're already fighting against your own self and limited beliefs. But if you got other people, it's even harder. You might as well be by yourself.
100%. And then one thing I want to point out too, it forces you to focus, bro. That's the biggest thing.
Man, listen, I literally say that all the time. Whenever I've gone broke in hard times, it makes you focus because you ain't got no time to play.
You ain't got none. And the thing is, like, a lot of us need that at times, right? To focus, because that's the biggest reason why a lot of people, and screw business just in general, that's a lot of reason why people don't reach their goals. They're not focused.
100%.
They say they want something, but what are you doing with your 24 hours?
Yeah.
Are you going to make an excuse? Are you going to say, oh, I can't do this and have that victim mindset? Or are you going to be organized and focus on your goals? You know what I mean?
Man, that's big. And, a lot of the mentorships that I've been under, we're really focused on really the mindset and planning your day and planning your week. And when I get around these guys who have, $1 million months, when I get around them, I realize they have more because they're doing more. They're fitting in their one day what I'm fitting in a week. And every last one of them, I realize they just working harder. Their entire day is planned. They got a Google Calendar for every 2 hours, the gym for the here. They don't miss. And people who I see who are the most unsuccessful just wake up with no plan.
Literally.
Yeah.
Wake up and I'll see what happens today.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's not a recipe for success. But let me tell you this, right? Because you said something. You said 6 months you started making money with this business.
Yeah.
That's big, man. I got so many people that want to start doing something. 6 months that's pretty quick for any business to be successful. Is that like, was you a special case or does that happen?
Nah, it happens just because, let me explain the business model. It probably makes more sense. So we talked about selling money, right? You got to understand, like, the demand for money, especially now, is here. If you bet on yourself, you lock in, you get a mentor, you stay focused, you're going to win.
Yeah.
I wasn't just figuring this thing out. I had a mentor that held me accountable. That was saying, yo, how many leads did we generate? How many did we close? What's your KPIs? Tracking your numbers. I was doing that at 6 months in business. That's why I was able to have that great jump when it comes down to it. And then the fact is, for our business model, you don't have to work with many clients. I didn't explain the commission structure, but let me explain it. So, like I said, we can fund people with good and bad credit. We call it good credit funding, traditional funding. We charge a 10% back-end fee, right? So we're going to get somebody $100,000. We will make $10,000 in commission off one client. So I tell everybody new in the industry, focus on getting 1 to 3 clients.
Right. One client, that's 10,000. That's more than most people make.
Literally. And then with alternative lending, you can make up to 15% commission and the lender actually pays you out. So let's say I go and get a food truck, one of these food trucks in Miami. They making $27,000 a month, got a 500 credit score. I go get them $35,000, I apologize, right? The lender would pay me 15% of that $35,000 in commission, and it'll be sent to my bank account 5 business days later. So in this industry, it's a high leverage industry. You don't have to work with many people. You don't have to talk to 1,000 people to get a lead. It's literally focusing on getting 1 to 3 clients a month, and that's how I was able to grow my business part-time while still working a 9 to 5.
Is it like a referral-based business? Once you close one deal for somebody, they tell other people, or is you just get new clients?
So I'm glad you talk about that. So that's scaling, right? That's when you come down to scaling and multiplying. So a lot of people don't look at business and how they got that good favorable result. What do I mean by that? If you fund a deal, nobody looks back and say, okay, how did this client come about? How did we get this client? Did they come from YouTube? Did they come from a referral? Did they come from organic? Did we cold call this person? Understanding what type of marketing strategy you use. And then how did we close this person? Did we close them with urgency? Hey, we don't know how long this is going to be around. Or hey, showing them the value of how much an extra $30,000 in their business can make them over time. Once you do that, you're able to see how this client, how this process went, and being able to build, right? So referrals is one thing that we teach when it comes to marketing and getting leads, but it's so many other ways to market. You don't need a big audience. You don't need to go viral on Instagram. A lot of our clients don't even come off Meta or Instagram or Facebook. So just be honest.
I mean, I feel like that's easy. You can walk up to 100 businesses every day. Hey, you need funding? Will you trust me? Literally. You know, it's really that simple.
Let me give you let me add one more to that though. I got something even sexier for you guys. If you're trying to get in the funding space, you want to filter out who's in demand for funding, who's already took out funding, because those people are more likely to take out more money, right? There's something called the UCC listing, right? The UCC listing on the alternative lending side, most lenders will do a UCC on these businesses, and this is public data, so you can search this up. There's a database full of 1,000 business owners that you guys can call to be able to generate leads and fund them even more and make money that way. So you don't even have to knock on 100 just random business owners. You can go directly to people that already know the product, have taken it before, and probably need more capital and add value to them and make money in between.
Man, that's why people need a mentor, because that seemed like gold right there. I'm talking about talking to 100 random people, and you telling me it's a list of people who already have done this and are ready for this.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest bottleneck, or your mentees? Like, what do you see as the biggest, besides the limiting beliefs? Like, what is something that you see a lot of people get hung up on?
I would say people focus on the wrong thing. And I'm be respectful when I say this. You don't got to have the best damn looking website. Nobody gives a fuck. Like, you don't have to have the best fucking flyer. You know what I'm saying? You just got to talk to people and get started. And that's usually what I see. Like, people look at my mentees look at my company and what I'm doing and how I'm structured, and I got like 10 employees, right? So they're looking like, damn, I want to be just like Stead. But it took Stead 4 years to get there. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to cut your time to get there in half. Just get started. I've already made the mistakes, right? Just get started. You know what I'm saying? So getting started, and then once you get started, being consistent. What I mean by that, somebody new coming into this space, they may talk to 5 people and get 5 no's, and they discourage, oh, this shit don't work. In my company, we talking to 1,000 people today. 1,000 people a day, right? In my company right now, our closing rate is 27%. That means that we talk to 100 people, we only get 27 yeses. People never put that into perspective. Talk to more people, offer more services, and you'll get more clients. It's all a volume and lead thing. Don't be discouraged because 3 people told you no, right? 3 people told you no. that next person may tell you yes. You never know. You know what I mean?
Listen, that's big. I had a mentor. He used to tell me. He said he's never been proved wrong. He said 2,000 cold calls a day will make you a millionaire. He said if anybody does that, you will become a millionaire. He said nobody's ever proven him wrong, and it was really just all about volume. People don't really understand what it actually takes to be successful. They think they're doing enough work. And he used to say, you don't need to just 10x how much you're doing. You need to 100x what you're doing. So I feel like, you said, volume. Let's talk about this, though, man. You came in here, you sharp, right?
Let's do it.
How important is that in this business? Because that's a trust factor. You know, whether we like to say that's right or not, people judge you based on how you look. So how important do you think that is in the funding business?
Bro, I am the biggest component on this, bro. If you go look at any of my other podcasts, even my Instagram, I'm always trying to present myself in a well manner. Why? Because you're in the finance space.
Yeah.
You're dealing with money, especially when you look like me, right?
Yeah.
First thing people that don't look like us think is, oh, this is not legit. It's a scam, whatever the case may be. And the biggest thing about that is you put out what you want to attract. If I'm helping business owners and I'm talking money and I want to deal with a high quality type of client, I need to be high quality myself.
That's 100%.
I need to present myself well because I don't care what nobody says. I know people say you should never judge a book by its cover, but everybody does it.
Yeah, exactly.
It don't matter if it's a female, your cut, like it don't matter who it is. No. Everybody judges you. First impression is everything. So when I'm walking in my office, when I'm talking to a client, I want them to know that they're being taken care of and they're dealing with somebody that's a professional. Man,
the psychology of good clothes. Napoleon Hill got a whole chapter about that, man. I mean, and more than just what it does to other people is what it does to yourself. When you wake up and you put that suit on, you put the Rolex on, it does something to your own spirit when you're going outside.
100%.
I tell people all the time, man, you can't look at things how you want them to be. You got to look at things as they are. They hate to say, oh, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but that's what people are doing. If I see you standing up, wearing your suit and somebody, they might have more knowledge than you. They might have put more deals together than you. But I'm going to go with you just because of what it looks like, and it is what it is. And you could actually use that in your favor.
100%.
Man, so you're 26 years old. And you got a 28. Yeah. And you got a Rolls Royce. Which Rolls Royce do you got?
I got a Ghost, bro.
You got a Ghost. Yeah. Man, presidential.
I love it, bro.
Bossy. Well, tell me, what is it like when people see you drive and pull up in the Rolls Royce?
Bro, I already know you know what it's like because you got them too. It's a feeling you can't describe, bro. This may sound crazy, but it make you feel like you're better than everybody. Just being honest, bro. Like, am I lying? When you pull up in the Rolls, when you pull up in the Rolls, it make you feel like you're better than everybody. It has the best road presence. Yes. I don't care where you go. It's respect. I don't care if it's 10 Lambos outside. Yep. You pull out in that Rolls, that spirit of ecstasy pop out. Oh, man. It's a done deal. So, like, I just feel like, man, it actually helped me. It's the most comfortable car ever, bro.
Oh, for sure.
People sleep on it. They think it's not fast. It actually picks up pretty good.
V12, right?
Yeah, V12, right? And bro, it just helps me really do well in business because it's a talking point. The Rolex is a talking point. All these different things are talking points that get me into rooms with my ideal clientele, people I want to do business with or people I want to partner with. So, man, just being able to have that is phenomenal. And this coming from a person that has a McLaren, has a Corvette C8. I love my Rolls. That's literally my favorite car.
You got the Rolls Royce, you got the McLaren, and then you got what else?
A Corvette C8.
Man, you doing it big. You doing it big, man, and it's inspiring too, because you young.
Yeah.
You young, man. I was just figuring it out when I was your age, you know? But the Rolls Royce, I got to tell you, man, I've gone places like Mother's Day. It's a famous restaurant over here. I'm thinking in my mind, like, ain't no way we gonna get a reservation last minute. But, you know, I decided to pull up anyway. Pulled up, of course. Now we don't got no tables. We've been booked for months. As I'm driving off, the valet guy said, hold on real quick. Let me call somebody. Called the manager. The manager came out, saw my car. He was like, we gonna get y'all a table. All because they wanted my car to be in the front of a restaurant. You know, so, I mean, things like that. I've made deals. Like you said, it's a talking point. People always want to say something. And then it boosts your self-image when you say it make you feel like you better. People treat you like you better when you got it. I feel like everybody should be using those type of tools, the watches, the suits, the cars. It makes a difference in life. Even when it comes to women, like, I might have to spit a whole bunch of lines out of women and tell her this about me, tell her that about me. But when I got the Rolls Royce, she convinced herself, right? You know, so it's just working smarter, not harder.
It's a statement without even talking, bro.
Yeah. And I say it all the time, man. I hate having to convince somebody of something. If I could put it on, it's going to convince you before I even open my mouth.
100%.
All right, so you do the free funding workshops. What do you talk about in the free funding workshops?
So, yeah, man, I'm teaching people how to go make money. I know people come on your podcast, they show people how to go get an LLC and get some funding. Yeah. I'm showing people how to make money, how to get into business, right? Just because I've been in business for a while and I know it's tough getting into business, right? Yeah. So during that free funding workshop, I'm showing people how to start, grow, and scale their own funding company. It's made for people that are just getting started, maybe interested, or you may have someone that's already doing 50, 60K a month and want to get to that 100K, 200K a month. So we talk about that. I go over everything: underwriting, marketing, to get leads, sales, closing deals.
And all this is free.
Lenders. Completely free.
Yeah.
Completely free. Because one thing I know is when you add value, value comes back, right? Yeah. I can give you all the game in the world, but you still got to execute.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You're still going to have questions. So all of this is free, and it's just me giving back to people that really want to do better. Because I was once there. I was once there where I was lost, didn't know. And before I believed in paying for information, I had to go to a couple of free things to really break that belief to then be able to feel comfortable to invest. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, and you say you do this every week?
Yep. Every Thursday and Sunday.
Okay. Every Thursday and Sunday. I'm going to make sure that we get a link, and I'm going to put that in my school group, man. I got a huge community of people from all walks of life. A lot of people just getting out of prison. A lot of people trying to find something to do with their life. And I feel like something like this, where you don't have to have a whole bunch of capital and you're starting to make money in 6 months, I feel like that's a real attractive business model for anybody trying to get started and get out that 9 to 5. And with your story, you were in a position that a lot of these people are in, working a job they really don't like. So I tell people all the time, man, who you want to listen to is somebody who is where you want to be, but was where you once were. And you are where a lot of my clients are right now. So it's going to be perfect, man. We're going to have to put something together. So give us some more game about the funding. Give us some life game right now.
Life game, or would you say funding game? Let's see. When it comes down to it, okay, this is how you fund yourself. I'll say this. If you're funding a client or funding yourself, you want to make sure you follow these parameters. So if you shaky about your credit, or you're not too sure, you don't want to get hit with inquiries, one thing you can never go wrong with is applying with pre-approval banks, right? Banks that will let you know upfront if you're approved and how much you're approved for before actually pulling your credit. So you already know what you're approved for before actually even getting a hard inquiry. So banks like PNC, MyGM, Christian Community Credit Union, right? Those are places that you can go to get access to capital. You apply with them. They'll let you know upfront if you're approved. And then from there, you're able to accept that and be able to run the play, whatever it is, investing into real estate, getting into my business, whatever the case may be when it comes down to it. Another thing I want to talk about too, bro, is generating leads, bro. Like I feel like a lot of people, they want to get into business. Right. They want to start a business, but they don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand how to market. People don't understand marketing is an art. Yeah. It's literally an art, right? There's only 4 ways you can actually market in business. Organic, that's literally reaching out or reaching out to people that know of you or that you know, whether that's posting content, whether that's reaching out to them directly, asking if they know somebody that needs funding. Right? Number 2, I call it my people of influence strategy. My people of influence strategy is leveraging other people that have the audience. If you don't have an audience, okay, that's cool. You can build that over time, but why not connect with somebody that has an audience? If there's a business coach that teaches real estate and his students need access to capital, you can be that resource. He already has the audience and you can make him a part of your affiliate program. So that's how you go and get that money, right? And then the third one, and this is more scaling, this is more advanced. If you're already at 50, 60K, this is for you. Cold outreach. Pick up the phone, use a lead generation company, be able to talk to people that don't know you, because the more people you talk to, the more likely you're able to get your ideal clientele, right? So being able to cold call and different things like that, that's one. And then my biggest one that I love the most is paid ads, paid traffic, right? Ads. But what people don't understand with ads, and I want to break this down, all ads guarantee is attention. When you put money into ads, you're only guaranteed attention.
That's facts.
Your sales funnel, whatever you're doing, has to do the job of taking that client, that lead, to actually book a call or whatever your call to action is, right? So for funding, for example, if you're personal branding your funding company and you're on Instagram and you're running ads, they shouldn't click on your ad, go to your page, and you smoking weed, doing crazy shit, right? You should look respectable, you should look professional, and you should be about your business. Right. When you do that, it now takes that lead to say, hey, I want to get funding from this person. Hey, this person looks like somebody I want to work with, and they go and book a call. But you must structure things properly, because if you're running ads and you don't have a system, it's going to break. Those are 4 ways to market and how you can start getting clients right now today. And this ain't no fluff, because this is exactly what I do in my funding company.
Man, that's a big game. You got A to Z, man. You the real deal. You the real deal. So let me ask you a mindset question, because you came from the gutter, you came from nothing, you came from Liberty City, right? Somebody right now, they watching this, say like, man, what should I do next? what would you tell them to do?
Where they at and what stage in life?
Man, they bad credit. They working a job. They just barely getting by. They want to change their life. They want to be riding Rolls Royce and McLaren like you. What would you tell them?
So first and foremost, I like to be real with people. Be real with the people.
Yeah.
I sacrifice a lot to get where I'm at. A lot of people don't reach where they want to go because they're not willing to outlast. A lot of people want instant gratification.
Yeah.
And we both know the shit don't come overnight.
Oh, man, say that again. Sacrifice.
You got to sacrifice. You're not going to have instant gratification. You're not going to start something tomorrow and have a Rolls Royce the next day, right? That's not how it works, right? You got to be able to invest and get back what you want. But the first thing I would say is start to learn. If you don't have any money, there's books out there, and start to fix your credit, man. When you get your credit right, already off rip, you have so much more opportunity. You have so much more leverage when it comes down to it. Once you have your credit right, start to research what it is that you want to do. Don't just hop in by a bunch of people, mentors and courses just to figure it out. See what you really want to do, because I personally racked up debt just buying different things, thinking that's what I want to do. Yeah. And I end up going back and doing the thing I originally wanted to do, right? Yeah. So don't try to do 10 different things. Stick to one thing. And then once you find that one thing you want to do, invest into a mentor. Invest into somebody that's already did it. Why would you make the job harder? Everybody want to get it out the mud. Why?
Yeah.
Why you got to get out the mud?
Backwards.
When you can pay your way to get there quicker, faster, and live that life for longer, right? So invest into somebody that has the results, that's been where you want to go, and somebody that's legitimate, right? And then once you invest, execute.
Yeah.
Put your head down and execute. And when you make your first 5K, 10K, 20K, reinvest that shit.
Yeah.
Reinvest that shit. People make money once and they think that's just going to be the end of it, right?
Yeah.
And you can lose it. It's people that make millions and lose all of that. Man. You made 10K and you thinking you the man. Reinvest it. One thing we do in my company, and maybe this will help you guys, we reinvest 35% of our revenue each month back into marketing.
35%.
Yeah, 35%. The reason why we do that is because we want to continue to generate leads. We don't want to have a 200K month this month and then next month nothing, right?
Yeah.
We want to continue to generate leads, and marketing is everything. If you don't understand marketing, if you don't understand sales, you're not going to have a business.
Man, you really don't know. You giving them big game right now, because a lot of people, they actually take pride in saying everything I'm doing is organic. Right. And 35%, I had Dan Fleischman. I don't know if you know who that is. I had him over here not that long ago. He did like 60 million last year. And he was saying 5%, you invest 5% if you just want to get by. I think he said 15% if you kind of want to be a player. He said 30% if you really want to be a player. He said he's even willing to lose out on money, on marketing, just because he knows he's putting his face out there, and eventually those people are going to come back around. So he said he's even willing to lose out on his marketing money just because how important that is.
Exactly. Marketing is one of the most important things when it comes down to business. I'm going to tell you this, right? My mentor told me this. From 0 to 1 million, you can get there simply just by tapping in and understanding sales and marketing.
Yeah.
If you understand how to market your ass off and sell, you can get to 1 million just with those two skills, right? When it comes down to it, and then in the business model. From 1 to 3 million, that's where it's going to be your team. You need a team. Once you reach that 7 figures, you need an actual team that's going to be able to help fulfill, because you cannot be a one-man team your whole life.
Yeah.
You got to build systems. You got to have SOPs. You got to have a team. You got to have structure. When it comes to 3 to 5 million, it's going to be leadership. Right? Yeah. Leadership, whether it's you, whether it's management, whatever the case may be. And from 5 and up, it's going to be culture. Yeah. Having culture, people wanting to come to work, people understanding the standard and not breaking the standard, holding everybody else to the standard.
Yeah.
You should get to a point where you can go chill, be in Miami, and your team's still running, your team's still closing deals, your team's still making money, because you built that culture, because you have that standard.
Yeah, hey man, culture is big. If you don't have the right culture in your business, it's gonna crumble. And if somebody comes in with the wrong attitude, you know what's the saying, one bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. And I've seen it happen many times. So even in my small business, culture is everything, because I know the one wrong person could take everything down.
100%. And one hack I'll say when it comes to hiring, this goes more on the business wave, put people on 90-day trials.
Yeah.
If you doing interviews and you find 2 people you like, fuck it. Offer both of them the job, put them on 90-day trials. That dog gonna win that job.
Yeah.
That's who you find out who the shark is,
that's
right?
a good game right there.
That's how you find out who the shark is. Let them both know straight up front, hey, I like you and another guy. I'm putting you both on a 90-day trial. Both of you guys will have the same similar tasks. Let them know.
Yeah,
be straight up with them. You know what I'm saying?
That's some game.
You can put it in the offer letter and let them boys dog it out. Let them dog it out. Let's see who the real dog is. Let's see who really want this job.
Yeah, who really wants it.
And I learned this from my mentor. The reason why is because when I look at him and his different departments in his company, he got the top 1% of every industry, whether it's marketing, sales, systems, whatever the case may be. And I'm looking at like, damn, if I want to get to 100 M's, that's what I got to do, right? Yeah. You can't waste time with people that are mediocre,
right?
Because you got to understand, to be great, you have to understand greatness, right? There's no exceptions to being great. The standard is the standard, and you got to follow it. And even if you're not there yet, if you start to think like that, you're going to fall into it, right? You know what I'm saying? People think they got to have shit together to start being great. Nah, you can start today just by waking up, just by doing something extra, just by having a calendar, just by focusing, just by taking 30 minutes to an hour of your day to focus on something greater than yourself, to build something up, just by investing in yourself. Man, that 2,000, that 3,000, that 5,000 ain't doing nothing for you. Investing in something that's going to help you learn a skill, you know what I'm saying? That's going to help you build your business to be able to grow.
100%. And, you know, I heard a saying in a book, they said A players work for A players. Like, if you're not going to have an A team if you're not an A leader. Like, you want this great employee, but great employees are looking for a great CEO. So you have to elevate your standards, be as high quality as you can be if you want to get high quality employees.
100%.
You know, let's talk about some real game though, this social media thing, right? Talk about curating the right social media presence and how important that is in business.
100%. So it's two ways. We're going to break it down, right? So there's personal branding, and then there's actually a faceless corporate way to go about business. And I'll keep it fun just to be respect, right? Yeah. So when it comes to personal branding, that's you leveraging yourself, building your brand to be able to get clients, to be able to generate leads, right? People are scared to be on camera, and I kind of understand that, but you got to ask yourself, do you want to make money?
Yeah.
Do you want to make money?
Come on.
Right? Do you want to make money, right? Because people that want to make money, they're not going to make excuses. They're going to get on camera and start ugly. Bro, start ugly. I'm pretty sure if people go down your timeline to when you first started.
Oh, come on. I'm embarrassed to even look at my original videos.
Right? But look at you now because of consistency, right? So getting started is the fastest thing you can do. When it comes down to it, platforms that I like when it comes to funding, I'm more so like LinkedIn, and I'm a Google type of guy, YouTube type of guy. I like YouTube a lot because YouTube is long form content. So people stick and watch. They start to know, like, and trust you. And when they do that, they're more likely to buy from you. You know what I'm saying? Instagram is good as well. But Instagram, when it comes to funding, business owners specifically, it's a little shaky because most of the businesses that we fund, they have 2 to 10 employees, and they're not on Instagram that much because they're working in their business every day. They don't have time, right? So those are the platforms that I recommend. But what you should be doing is just being consistent. The more you post, the more you reach, the more you talk about the pain points of your clients, the pain points of the people that you want to serve, the more you're going to get business, right? When you add value into the marketplace, when you solve a problem, you're going to make money, right? When it comes down to faceless branding, when it comes down to faceless marketing, it's a little bit different because there's no one to point the finger at. What's the biggest thing that people are scared of online?
Bad comments, hate. What?
A consumer. What's the biggest thing a consumer is scared of?
I'll get scammed.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you have a faceless company and nobody knows about your company, that's where it gets a little bit shaky, right?
Yeah.
So that's where you have to invest in your online presence, having a great website, you know, having Google reviews, Trustpilot reviews, being able to sponsor different events. Like when I start off, and I still do it now in Las Vegas, we sponsor Chamber of Commerce events.
Oh, wow.
Just to be able to, you know what I'm saying, get our name out there with local business owners, right?
Yeah.
Branding is everything. If AT&T and Verizon and Sprint, if they're spending millions a year on marketing, we all know them, why not me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So having all those ducks in a row so that when somebody applies, so that when somebody comes to your website, they feel trusted, right? And then once that person applies, have somebody that can call them as quick as possible, right? People don't understand that money is in speed.
Oh, man.
Money is in speed, right? People lose interest fast. A lot of people, they go and do something, and 30 minutes later, they forgot they did it, right?
Yeah.
So money is in speed. The quicker somebody applies on your website for funding, and the quicker you're able to call them, the quicker you're able to close that lead when it comes down to it.
Who's more successful in the mentees that you have, the ones who do the faceless or the ones who are branding themselves?
I would say it's a teeter-totter, right? In the beginning, personal branding is quicker to get clients.
Yeah.
So people that are making 10K within 30 days, 60 days, they're personal branding, right?
Yeah.
They're using themselves and they're saying, hey, I'll offer funding, and they find business owners. Boom.
Yeah.
But over longevity, the people that are faceless branding over time are the ones that are making the most money, because once you start to scale, you got to understand you have to multiply yourself.
Yeah.
And when you personal brand, the only bad thing about that is everybody want to talk to Goldie.
Yeah,
they don't want to talk to Goldie's team. They want to talk to Goldie, right? And when you're building a business, you don't have time to service 100 people. So that's the only fall off of personal branding. So I would say in the beginning, to make your first 10, 5K, it's personal branding because you already have somebody in your audience that probably needs funding. But longevity over time, switching to that faceless branding is really where it's at because now you're able to serve more people. And just be quite honest, there's people that will look at you and just don't want to buy from you because you look the way you look. You're just being transparent. But if it's a faceless company, they don't know who the CEO is and you're able to operate a little bit smoother. So I feel like in the beginning, it'll be personal, but over time, let's say a couple years down the road, faces is where it's at, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Man, that's some good game. That's some good game. I got a couple personal questions before we jump off here, man. Are you married?
I'm not married, but I've been in a committed relationship for about 6 years, bro.
About 6 years.
Yeah.
You got kids?
No kids, bro.
Do you feel like being in a committed relationship helped you be successful because you weren't outside looking around for this, that, and the third?
100%. I'm gonna be quite honest, be 100 with you, right?
Yeah.
So I think that definitely helps you to stay focused when it makes sense, right? But another thing it helped me as well is it helped build my relationship. My girl was on the outside and I was working my ass off to build my business.
Yeah.
But when I got it to a point where I was able to employ her, now we have the common goal.
Oh, man.
Now when we eating dinner, like, yo, this person fuck it up. We need to find a replacement. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's a beautiful thing.
You know what I'm saying? And it takes time to get there. And a lot of people may be in that situation where they're working to achieve something, but their spouse may not understand because they just don't know.
Yeah.
They don't see the vision yet, right? But once you get into that point where you're able to bring your spouse and your spouse, like not a girlfriend, but a spouse that you're committed to, right? That's when you start to see things flourish because you have two people working on a common goal, man.
Man, hey, I love that. And I say it all the time. Like my best relationships are women that we were doing business together. I deal with entrepreneurial women because like you said, it's like I use this analogy all the time. When somebody who doesn't go to the gym sees somebody who's all worked out, you know what they say? Oh, he's starving himself. Oh, he's doing steroids. But somebody who goes to the gym, sees that same person, you respect it because you know what he had to do to get it. So same thing in a relationship. When you're dealing with a woman who's either in your business or is an entrepreneur, she can understand what you're going through. She values what you're doing because she's done it herself. So dealing with a woman and then growing with your woman, man, I could fall in love with a woman that I'm grinding with. Yeah. The bond that you have with a woman when y'all getting money together, y'all going through the ups and the downs and together, that ain't nothing more beautiful than that.
Yeah, and it took me doing it to understand because when I was first starting my business, working a job, I was from my 9 to 5, I was working 5 to 9, right? And my girl didn't understand that first because it's like, yo, you ain't spending as much time. You always in your office. Like, what's going on? Yeah. But once, we start living in a better house, getting things, going out more, and she's working in the business, now she was like, oh, I see why you were stressed out back then. I see why all of this stuff is happening. So you both start to understand each other a little bit better. And it's not just like like you don't understand. This is business. You know what I'm saying? So.
So, see, you got lucky. But for the average guy that you mentoring, would you recommend them, hey, man, get you a woman, or would you say, man, you should just focus on what you're doing?
I would say focus on what you're doing because the woman will come once you demand that you're supposed to become.
Oh, man, I love it. I say that all the time.
Yeah, I feel like that wholeheartedly. Like I said, I got lucky. I'm definitely an outlier. I met my girl in college, but I know most relationships don't go like that, right? Yeah. Most of the times, like I talked about earlier, the people that don't see success quick, they lack focus and organization. Yeah. And getting a woman, it's the wrong thing to do if you already know your shit.
Hey, that's a fact. That's a part-time job on its own.
It is, right? Yeah. And naturally, if you love a woman and care for a woman, you're going to give her your time. You're going to give her your attention. Yeah. And if you catcalling and going everywhere with it, that's even worse because you're going to be all over the place. Man. So I definitely recommend if you're getting started, maybe not get into a relationship. Focus on the business, let that grow because, like I said, the woman that you're looking for is going to love the final version of you once you get there.
Oh, man, that's some big game. We're going to have to end it on that, man. I love that because I say all the time, like a lot of guys, you're going to meet a woman wherever you're at. So you're going to meet a woman on a level that you should be surpassing in life. Yeah. But it's going to be hard to surpass that level when you caught a woman that's going to drag you because she on this level. Like you said, become the best version of yourself. Become that high value, high caliber man, and you will attract a high value, high caliber woman. Man, some good game. Appreciate you coming on. Man, tell these people where to find you, how to get them, the class, all that.
Yo, let's get it. So Like I mentioned, man, you guys can follow me on Instagram at stead.waiters. You can also follow me on LinkedIn. I do a lot of business stuff there at Stedman Waiters. If you guys want to get into the funding space, right, I host a free funding workshop every Thursday and Sunday. And then I got something sweet for your audience, bro. Yeah. I'm hosting a 5-day funding mastermind going over everything, setting your funding company up, hiring, generating leads, sales. A lot of you may think it's going to be $2,000, $3,000. Guess how much it is?
How much?
$47, bro.
$47.
Just for your community.
Hey, man, appreciate it. Make sure you give me the link. I do calls every week. This week, I'm going to make sure to let them know to get in there.
100%. And that's just for my guys' community. During that, you're going to spend 5 days with me, not somebody else, but with me directly in my office, showing you how to structure your funding company, how to grow your funding company, and how to get to the bag, man.
Man, and that's another special episode of Don't Hate the Player.
Learn the funding game.
We out.
Let's get it. What's going on, family? You got Stedman Waiters here. Instagram, stead.waiters. Go ahead and check me out. I host a free funding workshop every Thursday and Sunday showing you guys how to start, grow, and scale your own funding company. If you need lenders, if you need to learn how to scale, if you need access to capital, you don't want to miss that free class, so tune in, check it out.